Guys, I want to talk to you guys today about um your gifts. Whatever gift God has given you, to be so appreciative of it, so thankful for it, because I believe that the gifts of God are our superpowers. Whatever your gift is, that's your superpower. And I say it because one of the movies that I used to like to watch a long time ago as a cartoon, when I was growing up, was the X-Men. And I thought that cartoon was so awesome because if I felt like each person was significant in their group, because everybody had this unique superpower that they brought to the group that made the group so much more dynamic, so much more better. So one of the things, like, I loved Wolverine's. I loved his nails, like how he could just claw through stuff. I love Storm, how she could cause, like, these crazy storms to come out of like nowhere, and just like, it was like they just had the dopest superpowers. And I believe that as Christians, God gives us our special superpower gift. And whatever the gift that is, cherish it. When I was growing up, I had the gift of being a seer, someone who sees things before they happen. When I was a young kid, I saw myself, the day before it happened, falling down my grandmother's back stairs onto concrete. The next day it happened. When I was a child, I had no understanding that, when you see bad things happen, then pray about them so that they don't happen. So when the day came and I like literally fell down the stairs, my grandmother had a railing on one side of her stairs, but didn't have a railing on the other side of her stairs. So the railing that didn't have, or so this side of the railing of the stairs didn't have a railing. And on this, when you go up the stairs here, there was no railing here. And then you go down, and you kind of go down into the basement on concrete stairs down here. So it's two levels. One went up from the ground, and then one went down. So her stairs did like kind of something like this. One went up into the house, one went down into the basement. And this railing right here was missing. So I had opened the door where the house was, and I fell on the concrete steps. And it was a quite a significant fall. And I remember when I fell, I was like hurt. I was like, I understood that. I was like, how far I fell, I probably broke everything. And so my mother was at a neighbor's house, and my friends who witnessed me fall, ran and got my mother. And my mother just they kind of scooped me up, and they took me to the hospital. And the doctor was like, what happened? And they said she fell on down a whole flight, from a whole flight into like the basement on concrete. And the doctor was like, I'm amazed, because she doesn't have any broken bones. And it was it was the weirdest thing for me to fall that high and not break anything, not have a scratch on me. The only thing that I remember was I was a little sore, but the next day I was walking like nothing happened. And I remember sitting at the table the next day for dinner, and my grandmother was in the kitchen. She was washing dishes at the sink, and I said, Granny, what I don't understand is that it was so weird me falling down the stairs, because the day before I saw everything that happened. It was really weird. And she told me, she was like, when you see bad things happening, you have to pray against them. And it was like the first understanding for me that, I that I'm a seer, because it just didn't make any sense. When I would be in church after that event, I thought I was a child with a very vivid imagination, because I would be in church and I would be seeing, and I would see like either angels in the pulpit while my pastor was preaching, or like demons. And it was very, very vivid. It was to the point where I was like, I'm really creative. I'm a really creative person. And I remember the older that I got, the more things that I would see. Like I would just see, like if a person had a demon on them, it would just be very visually apparent to me like that. I could just see in the spirit so clearly. And I remember when I got in high school, I was like, I was, I saw, I was, and I've never shared this. I've told Jerron and my mom and stuff, but I've never really shared it. But I was walking across a bridge, and I turned around and I saw this demon following me, and it was like this really tall demon with like a wolf-like face. And I remember just like booking it, and I remember it like chasing me. And so I'm literally, and this is real life, I'm literally booking it down the street as hard as I can, like I'm running for my life. And I remember being like, after that incident, I was just like, you know what, Lord, I cannot take this. Every day after I came back from school, in high school, I would love to spend time with God. I would come home, I would go in the closet, like I saw my mom do for years, and go and I would pray, and I would just love to talk to God. Now it would just be like my personal time with him. And God just began to just show me things in the spirit so clearly, and just things were so acutely real. And I remember thinking to myself, after I had that experience where I was when I was running down the street, I was like, I said to God, he was like, God, I don't want to see anymore. I don't want to be a seer. When I was in high school, I told him, I was like, I don't want to be a seer anymore. I don't want to see the bad things. I don't want to see demons. I don't want to see angels. I just don't want this anymore. Can you take this from me? And I remember praying with all my heart, like, I need you to take this from me. I don't want this gift. And lo and behold, he did. And I didn't really understand how much I depended on that gift. Like when things would happen, when we would be in situations, if somebody was lying or whatever the case may be, and I was so used to being able to see acutely, oh, I see that person, that blah, 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 that person is, lying, that demon, you could just see it, then I was not able to see it anymore. And for a long time, I kind of like sulked in that. It felt weird. It felt like a part of my arm got like amputated, and I just had to find out how to live with it. And I did. For years, I never asked for the ability to see back. For years, I never asked for it back, because I got used to not, until it just became something that did not feel comfortable to me anymore. It didn't feel like a part of my identity. I remembered my closeness with God. I remember how I used to come home from high school every day and just be in the closet. And it was like, dang, we got to a point where in my personal life, in my family life, that I was like, God would show me. And I literally said that. I was like, I feel so bad at the state that I was in. I was like, I feel so bad because usually God would show me what was to come next. Like from moving to Chicago to Minnesota, with my family, God showed me us making that transition. And I told my mom, hey, here's how it looks. Like he would tell me at different points in my life, like, what to expect, how it's gonna play out. I could see, he would show me. And so like it was old. When I was way older, I was older, and I was just like, dang it, I wish I could see what was gonna happen next, and I wish God would show me. And it was kind of heartbreaking, because then I remembered, hey, he used to. And my crazy self said, hey, stop showing me. And he did. And I regretted it. Until one day I just prayed. I was like, Lord, please, like, can you give me back my gift? Give me back my gift of seeing. Give me back. And he did. He did. He gave me back my gift of sight. And I will never, ever, ever ask him to take away a gift of mine ever again, because it's quintessential to me. Everybody has their most fantastic gift. And I had to get accustomed to appreciating mine and not thinking, oh, mine was just so weird, or I can't tell nobody. If I tell somebody, they don't think I'm weird. Now I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. It's who I am, love it or leave it. I don't care. It's me, unapologetically, it's me. So, I love my gift of seeing. I've accepted my gift of seeing, and I pray that everybody accepts their gift, love their gift, use their gift, operate in their gift, and find ways to bless other people with their gift, because that's what the body of Christ is all about. Like I said, I will never, ever ask God to take away my gift again, because I know the importance of it. Now God can show me things, and I can receive things and be like, hey, the Lord is showing me this. You got to do this, and I can use that to bless people, with when I actually pray for them. So I just wanted to share those little nuggets. So be blessed, guys. Bye.